Quiet, get this number. I'm at the store.
I am in fact live. Live. I'm playing Satisfactory today. We're gonna get some Satisfactory done. I set up so that we can just go ahead and get a gun. Get a gun. Wahoo! Get getting away with this. Punch. It's got a Steam update. There we go. And you can even see the bot that I deleted instantly. Mwahahaha. And Wagon from days past. From days long ago. I thought the loading was over, but it had only just begun. Okay, there we go. There we go. Alright. Alright. Just here. Yep. Sulfur. There it is. Wrong type of plastic. Wrong type of plastic. But far from impossible to acquire. There we go.
Rifle and rifle ammo unlocked.
Alright.
A long-range weapon and rapid-fire ammunition, only to be used for the defense or acquisition of fixed property. Conveniently, this includes everything of value on this planet.
That's very nice. Okay. So we got turbo ammo, which is kind of stupid. This, which would be nice, I guess. Cluster ammunition, which is pretty, or cluster grenades, which are pretty decent. And the switch will take steel. Now that's a steel. Haha. Ha. There we are. And this switch, I believe, is correct. Okay. Don't have anything for that. That's iron fuel. That's rock fuel.
Explosive rebar unlocked. Rebar ammo that explodes on impact. Suitable for removal of unwanted obstacles, creatures, or limbs.
That sounds like a good deal. That's shatter rebar. So, with that noted, I'll probably want a few of those. So, we're gonna go ahead and start crafting some of those up later. But on that, I think there's also this, which requires this, which I can do real quick. Don't have enough computers. Plus, you know, don't have enough computers. Apparently, I've bought plenty, though. That's stinking crappy. Is that a bot? Views what? Instant boost on that cat. Yeah, that's a bot. That's a bot. Looks like a bot. Comments like a bot. Probably a bot. I'm pretty sure. Or at least. Unless I'm stupid. Which is fully possible. There's alien technology, which I think I could... No, I can't unlock that. This. Please yield us real quick. Confirm.
Research completed. High-speed connector recipe unlocked. New Caterium research available.
Okay, that's very nice. Very nice. I don't really care about the bullet guidance system. Priority switch, I feel like, is actually pretty good. But this right here is probably my priority. I don't know how likely I am to be able to do that right now. Not very, though. So let's get this handled. Wrong menu. Open. Recipes. Parts. Let's just search it. That is... Okay, if I just search it through here. High-speed connector. I can do it through silica instead, but that seems kind of stupid. Although, what I can do is, first off, hard drive up. There we go. Split. Send back. And then hard drive. Hard drive. Do I have anything down here that I care about? There's this, which does 2 oil per minute versus heavy oil residue normally, which... Where? Is it not stored there? Oh, there it is. So normally I get out of it 2 for rubber, 1 for plastic. Or I could do 2 for... Or I could do 4 for heavy oil residue. Okay. Okay. Okay, I get it. I am getting swarmed with bots. That is about all that I have received. Professional kick view, but you know, garbage. Garbage. Absolute garbage. I mean, it's not all that garbage. Blah, 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 blah. Don't really extensively care. I don't think I still have my, constructor out here. Let's get this equipment as parts. So, rebar, explosive rebar. It needs the manufacturer. Alright, let's get a manufacturer out here. Production, manufacturer. Let's get this handled. Can we... There we go. So... This is gonna be a bit of a stinking time. Manufacturer. That's about as good as I can get. So, to my knowledge, this is going to be one of the biggest hassles of the power loading only run part of it, which is its own crap. For right now, I'm probably just going to let that be. So organization. Manual automation will make this a little bit easier. There we go. But I can only do so much. So let's go to logistics. We're going to go ahead and do that. Straight. And curved. Somewhat sensible, somewhat reasonable. We're going to ignore that. It's not really all that reasonable, but we're going to go with it anyway. So it needs plastic, steel, and all that stuff. Other than that, nothing really. Let's get to work. And other than that, actually what? So I go over here. There we go. The main reason to use the the explosive rebar instead of the shatter rebar is because it explodes and can be used directly as a mining technique. Lastly, organization. This is one of the problems with Satisfactory that I feel like is a thing. You can't use this bot was the very persistent bot. Okay. That went to market and became a lamb chop. Anyway. Anything else? I'd like this, but I don't think I can do it. You know? I could try and craft up some computers, but I don't feel like it's extensively worth it right now. This is, though. What I can do, though, is I can automate rifle ammunition, but it doesn't really have all that extensive of a use if I don't have a rifle. So if you'll excuse me. Okay, we've got the rubber, the screws, the engines, all that stuff, but I think that I'd like to do that from inside of my inventory. So we're going to get the engines. The engines! Right there. Need to. Okay. And the screws. I also only need 25. 25. Split. Rubber, I need 10. Okay. Just gonna sort that out. And then the screws, I need how many? 250. Hello, can I, like, just flip out one? I have to take out a full stack. Split. Return. Alright. I don't think that... Yeah, it can't be made anywhere else, but... No ammo. No. On that, I believe that I could make ammunition in here. Rifle ammo. Need smokeless powder. Need more than that, buddy. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and just get that. Alright. But this is a thing. I wanted to have the rifle before I unlocked basic self-defense. For irony's sake. So I'm gonna go ahead and unlock this real quick. And then I'm gonna start automating the ammunition. So I believe that that... Oh, actually, I can just probably go. Can't aim through it, though. See outs. So let's set this as something that I'm going to try and unlock. And just unlock it real quick, because it's not going to be that long. Okay. So... There's 1,500 right there. I believe that rods is here. So we're just going to go ahead over here and click. Go ahead and delete the bot before there's more bot crap going on in my stinking chat. Lots and lots of bots. That's 100 right there. Okay. I should be coming right back, but that's beside the point.
The Xeno Basher is a direct upgrade from the Xeno Zapper.
It
In
is.
the words of the engineer that first developed this tool, quote, "The Zapper kind of electrocutes things, the Basher straight up smacks stuff, while also electrocuting them," unquote. It is beneficial during encounters with aggressive fauna and has been tested thoroughly. The engineer's noble sacrifice for Xeno research will not be forgotten, whoever they were.
That's nice. We got smart plates that are quick to expand. What do we got here? 2 per minute, 5 per minute, but it's rotors and a lot of stuff versus basic. Yeah. This is a super expensive recipe for no good reason. This is a stupid recipe for no reason. Is this like a copper? Yeah, that's good. Also, find black powder. Just thinking stupid. This would probably be a smart idea to actively speaking acquire. Me. Me. This is garbage polymer recipe. Yeah, garbage polymer recipe. Heavy fuel residue is a little bit better. I don't really have an interest in it though. Where is... anything worth my time. Gone. Oh, wait. I remember. Berries. If we go to the quartz, there's this, which is the priority merger, which is decent. Then there's this, which I probably should want, so I'm probably going to get that eventually. But for now, I need to unpower shard a lot of things, because that's a lot of where my power complications are coming from. I'm not going to do that right now, though, since my power is stable. I'm going to do that off camera, I think, just because that's reasonable, effectively. I've got enough power. Gosh, the turbo fuel. And then I can start work on... Oh, that's coming back now. Whee! Is there anything else that I can just do over here? I don't think so. Do you have a full stack of these yet? No. Did I accidentally send something into somewhere that it wasn't supposed to go? I'm getting ravaged by bots over here. Rebar. Explosive rebar, 25 out of 100. I can only store 100 of them. Okay. I also need to set up a manufacturer over here, but then I gotta get the resources over here to go transfer this to over that. So that's something. Let's get to work. I feel like there was Caterium wire. Nice little flinch there. Probably just need to remove this, but yeah, sure, fine. Nope. Alright. So, as I recall, yep, I did that. I did this. So I made some copper sheets automated. I didn't sync them because I didn't feel the need. Then what I do is I take this black powder, there, and I think I'm going to go ahead and transfer this to a manufacturer. I need to transfer a lot of this production here to, and I definitely should have. I know. I knew it'd be a problem. I knew it'd be a problem, but I didn't want to sync. But I should sync. Especially since I've got a little bit spare. What I can do, ignorant of how atrocious, that I can take this. I do love Ruber, so if I'm honest here, I'm not going to be able to use that much. I gotta start sinking it. I don't think any of this is thrown. Yeah, no, it's not really a lot. I can give it a little bit of time. But not extensively. Yeah. Yeah. Let's just back. Should be there. Alright. And that. Let's get crafting this. Also, this is probably... These are clogged up. These aren't. This ain't. Crap. Oh, because it's producing fuel, but... Okay, I think we're good for a little bit. Admittedly, I got a little bit worried there, but I think that we're fine. What I will say is... Might like to have... Okay. Let's go over here. That way. I'm gonna start production on, or automation of firearm firepower. Itch. I might need a better hole in the floor. There may have been plenty of better holes in the floor before, but this will do for now. Alright, so... Assembler... Why do I feel like I've got that's open? Yep, that's bad. Wrong thing. Airlifter. bots coming out of my caboose. Since most things are... Next up, dimensional depot right on top. I don't think that I have a use for that. Probably should just do that. I don't think that it's going to be producing at full capacity anyway, so we're just going to go ahead and ignore how flooping loud the flooping crap is. Okay, so... Okay. I mean, this is one of the few places where power shards actually do make sense, but that's beside the point. Which is important to actively notate. Oh, where is the stupid power plug? That was a stupid thing. There we are. I need to get some proper roof plugs in, and then just plug in from that. Or I could just unlock sinking daisy chaining, which would be nice. That's beside the point. I think it's a normal node that's up there. So I go up here. There we go. I need to stinking unlock that stupid crap. Speaking of stupid crap, that's me! Let's just refill that real quick. It should really sushi swink. Swink. Sushi sink. Yeah. I got a logistics, smart splitter. That's a weird looking conveyor. That's also a very weird looking conveyor. Okay, let's get this handled. Any overflow. this overflows, it should start sinking, and this I also need to set up with an overflow, which, given the design, will probably be a physical improvement. Whereas conveyor merger. Okay. Production, logistics, production. Let's just do curve, because that's the closest that is going to be to decent. Also, where is the conveyor splitter? Smart conveyor splitter. Alright. Where is that stupid sink? There it is. Gosh, I hate it already. If I had just done a logistics layer, this all would have been done by now. Of course. I seem to be specifically rated for being rated by bots. This is getting bad. Okay. I don't know how many bots I'm gonna have to delete for today, but we're gonna have to delete a few. Alright. Yeah, it goes straight down there. This produces how many? 120 per minute. I've got it spaghetti to ride in, because that's about the best way that I could figure out how to get it in there. Can't go in from there. Okay. How many's needed? 30 per minute. And this is 20 per minute. This produces 10 per minute. Yeah, anyway. So... I think it's time to do what I don't want to do. Which is convert a big chunk of this, like the heavy fuel production, just convert all of that to like over there so that I can like get this like this chunk here just severely overbuilt So I don't have to consistently use the power slugs, because the more power slugs I use, the more power it takes up. When I underload it, it increases efficiency, decreases output, but when I actively speaking overload it, it increases deficiency and increases problems. So I'm going to try and fix that. So that is its own operation. And also it gives me back some power slugs, which I don't really need, but that is its own operation. So what I'm going to want is to try and get 60, 12. Okay, so I mean, this produces 12 per minute, this is 200%, so it usually produces, or needs 30 per minute. We're going to be lowering it down to needing 15. Same here. So we're going to need a lot. How useful. I'm thinking that I just give myself a little bit of nice brain injury right there, and then move on with the day. Nice little brain injury to start off the day, get a little bit of coffee. And get started. Okay. So we just want a straight line. That's the start of any good production. This ain't really a straight line. This doesn't count. In fact, I'm probably going to be kicking myself for a little bit here, because we had a straight line, and then I opened my big bad gob and decided to make it temporary. And now I'm eating it. Speaking of which, big bad gob going around the place. Talking about your mouth, calling it a gob. GOB, heaven's sake, somebody makes that mistake that I said something else. Coupon, please. Please, coupons. There we go. Are there some things that I can buy in order to speed this up? Well, I know that there's at least one thing that I could use to speed this up. Where is it? Transport? Yes. Elevator floor. You have got to be kidding me. Alright. Don't think there's anything else that I'd really do right now. Although, if I did do this instead. No. And it wouldn't work half as well. Okay, so let's get the stairs handled. That's always a nice way to see your impending doom. Either way, let's go ahead and get the elevator floors all nice and set up. Because I spent money on that thing, I probably should use it. Okay. Transport, elevator floor. There we go. And that should be all nice and powered. So we've got 3 floors. Floor 1. Floor. Select icon. Down arrow. Select color. Red. Floor. Fun. Radiation symbol. Green. Let's see. If I click on that, click on that. Yeah, okay. And then the 1. Floor. Death. Select icon. Um... 0000 FF. As you can see, aptly named. Let's get back to floor fun, because that's the fun floor. Oh. Okay, so if we go over here, I could get a fix-it benchmark thingamabob. Architecture. Modern railings. Nice stuff. Foundations. This is probably something that I should get. This is definitely something that I should get. Walls. Are there walls for my walls? Organization. I could get another sign. I could get the throughput thingamabob, which would be pretty smart. If I was smart. Nothing there. Frame pillar set. Industrial railing. Probably should get that. I'll add that to cart. Wait. Can I see what's in here? Okay, remove from cart. Boop. Architecture again. Modern railing. Sure. On that, I don't think there's too much. That'd be nice to have some paints. Carbon steel. Don't really use arrows all that much, and that's all nice and handled. Organization, got the shelf already on stream. That was very nice. This would probably be smart, so I'm just going to do it. Clean Pipe Mark II, don't really have interest in, so I'm just going to go ahead and buy these. Unless there's something that I don't know. Yeah, no, there's nothing there. Mark III. It's just... Unless architecture has any other surprises that I should probably pick up. There's these, which are something. Sure. So that'll be $8. Sure.
Humans have long practiced delegating work that strains and tires them to machines. It is their best achievement. Simple counting and short-term memory are often among such challenges, which the conveyor throughput monitor is specialized in. Simply add it to any belt, and it will tell you its throughput after only 1 minute.
That is preferable over having to count all that crap. So... Did I get the stupid super wall thing? Like I was trying to. Addition? Double wall, double wall. I didn't, did I? Okay. Okay. Foundations. Okay. Speaking of which, can I get like a double entrance for this? Okay. And all I need to do is... doot, 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 doot. Yep. And then... No, stairs? Yeah, stairs. Death. Lord Death. Select icon. Replace these with 0, 0, 0, 0. Confirm. Confirm. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I feel like I should be able to just get a flippin' door. Death is hazardous. Do be cautious. Will fall in blue. Okay, F is capitalized, so is B. If I'm gonna do that, I'm definitely capitalizing for fun. And floor. Now I'm done forgetting what I'm doing. Let's get back to work. Let's do one of these. The higher I go, the more that I'm gonna have to send things up, but I'm pretty good with that because I gotta send things up anyway. Two, please. I completely forgot that that wasn't there yet. Okay, so this is the beginning. I'm gonna need to figure out a way to get this to actually just go to a not foundation, a logistics floor, and then try and get this to work to the best of my ability. Like, okay, if I do oil extractor, no. Refinery. So refineries take up this much space. They're obnoxiously large. So I need 6 of these. Which really, 8 of them, but that's beside the point. On either side to try and get this powered by 50%. This is gonna be fun. Where's the space? Although I guess there is a solution. I don't like using that solution, but there is a solution. Check up the top. Explosive rebar. Okay, admittedly, I thought that that was... Okay. Let's get some Nobelisks. If I destroy, like, up to this length, I could get a structure off of that. I don't really like that because that takes up a whole lot of water space, and water is also extremely valuable, but if I do it from height, I might be able to get it. To where I'd prefer it. So we're going to undo all of this to the best of my ability. Thankfully, it is that stuff, so it cleans up pretty quick. Okay. Let's do this. The main problem is that the actual oil line is just going to get in its own way right now. Which is unfortunately very natural. Alright. So that's probably about as good as that's going to get. So we're going to need a lot of space this way too. I think we might actually run out of space anyway. Yeah, Doggo, you might want to run. Run, Doggo. Run, Doggo. Wait, what's this? Snort. Crude oil. That's nice. Actually gonna go ahead and dump one here too. So I get to test this out on somebody. That's nice. So I can add this crude oil to the whole entire pack, which is nice. How do I extract it though? Is this like normal? Okay, so it's just the oil extractor again. Okay, fine. What grade is it? Yeah, it's normal. Okay, fine. Okay. This is an impure. Oh, hello. Alright. This is the kind of crap that makes people think that they can just run up to a dude with a gun. I don't move because I know I don't have to. Doesn't mean that moving's not an option. Okay. This probably isn't even really going to complicate things, but... I'm going to try and get... Okay, so production, refinery. Do I have enough space for this to function? I got it on this end. And the other end, I've got it as well. Yeah, it's not gonna be clean and nice and all that stuff, but I get a few of them down. That's really what's necessary. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't have enough space. Not this way, at least. That should allow for some of this to get done. architecture. Ramp 2. Reverse ramp 2. Ramp none. This one. It's a nice, quick jump, and then we can go back to architecture and get this ramp in. Nice and solid. Also, preventing any kind of accidents. Or unwanted accidents, at least. There we go. Now I've got a logistics floor on this side. Let's do it over there. It's a really basic logistics floor, so let's not play that game, but Mach 2. Inverted ramp, Mach 2, please. No, it's not actually Mach 2, don't really care. Okay. And we made a mistake there. Yep, that's supposed to be a 2 foundation. Okay, so we've got that all sorted, except it's wrong. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need 8 on both ends. And I didn't even set up the proper layers. Architecture, stupid ramp. So got that all nice and set up, handled, and all that stuff. Let's get to work. So okay, so one, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8. Very nice. I think 10 might actually be a good idea, but yeah, let's go for it. Come on. 2, 3, 4. That's wrong. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Correct. What this all does. Is that it just sets up to where I can actually underload it to actually make the fuel production more efficient than surrounding production systems. So when I'm trying to get the fuel to actually, like, power my generators, I'm not spending the power of my generators getting it. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is probably just tube. So tube. Okay, let's see. Logistics. Tubes. Now let's line it up on the line. Yeah. Why would I do that? This physically makes no sense to do. Okay, let's do this properly now. And get this nice and handled. Conveyor Mark 2, please. Okay, nice little in-betweensy spot. None of these bats are useful. I could also do that with the back to charcoal factory, and that'd be a wise idea too. I still love this power loading setup. Look at this power loading setup. Now that's power loading. But that's nice. That's what I want all my factories to look like, but then I have to make them look like this crap instead. You always forget something, don't you? Speaking of. 2-3, 2-6. 30 per minute. Does this require 30 per minute? This requires 20 per minute. Okay, architecture walls, ramp wall, 4mm, wall. Architecture. There we go. All nice and handled. I really gotta make a better copper production plant. If I did do that, then I could actively set this up more properly. Give it some more foundries and all that crap. I could real quick, but I don't wanna, because that's a lot of effort for something that's so quick to craft. These things are filling up too fast. He was a fairy. Man, I've really got to work on my stinking speed with that. Logistics, Mark II pipe. Hello. I feel like I had it, like, in a good spot before. There we go. There we go. And all I really need is just one hole. And then boom, all I do is on this line. And then we set this side to plastic. This side to plastic, 20 per minute. That's pretty nice. 60 polymer. That's not what it's supposed to. This one. Okay, there we go. Then we mix this to 10. So that should be a nice clean 50. Needs 15 per minute. And then I just copy setting. And paste. Paste. Now this is the initial layer. And then we're going to send up as much of the plastic as possible so that we can get the actual sinking stuff to be separate. But separate it up just a little bit. Alright, next up, that would be effectively how you set up a, there we go. We want to keep it at a straight line. But still acknowledge that we're somewhat placing it randomly. Okay, fine. Mark tip pipe. Tip pipe. Curve, please. There we go. One millimeter, 1 millimeter, 1 millimeter. There we go. Okay, that's fine. So we've got an undercoat That's a logistics coat, and we got an overcoat. Or we're gonna get an overcoat. Who doesn't like a good overcoat? Okay, so this will be the main loop. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. The only thing is, if I want to make this into... Nah. It'll do. It'll do just fine. Oh, this loop is too far, so I just got us thinking. Yeah, there we go. So that's just that side, and then we go over here to another drain out, and we're going to want to drain it. So we're going to need this aspect. Alright, good. Well, let's check. You know. Touch line mark 2s. This should leave enough space. Yeah, it should put plenty of space. These should have plenty of space. I'm guessing they don't. You know, legitimacy. Gotta be honest, I consider that more of a problem with these things. It's good because they're easier to move. Okay, so let's move this back. Great. That should give enough space. Okay. Now I do the same with this guy over here. And then start setting up inputs to get this party on the road. That's a joke, because it's not really going to be instantly ready, but that's beside the point. Maybe a little bit further. Pipe place. There we go. There we go. Should be fully functional. A little bit broken, but only just a little bit. And remember guys, this is an output, not an input. So okay. Alright. So we're gonna go ahead and get this all nice and set up. Let's see. It's looking nice and good. Time for this portion. Out of nearby materials. Spear? Yeah, spear. Alright. Alright. That's nice. There we go. Probably just gonna dump that too. Alright. So what do we run out of? Smoke spatter. I don't mind that whatsoever. I think that that'll do for me for a while, due to the fact that the whole point of this... Is this sinking rebar? Or rod? No, don't do that. There we go. Explosive rebar. How's it going with the explosive rebar? Explosive rebar is almost full. It's probably good for a little bit, but... Let's take out these. Flip these, please, so that this gets done quicker. And also do that real quick. Also, there's only one of these, so... yeah, there we go. Okay, let's get this handled as quick as I can. High protein, all that stuff. Very nice. I can craft crystal oscillators real quick for some real quick crap. But computers take. Circuit boards take. Might have more than one reason to amp up the production rate on the copper plates. Speaking of, let's see what we got here. Yeah, this which I can just do. This that I can not do quite yet, and this that I definitely can't do yet. But wait, is this or can I compute? Can I produce computers without a manufacturer? No. Not whatsoever. But it's worth a thought. Speaking of which, evidently I need to go ahead and take some more of these and transfer them to the depot somehow. Okay. Okay, let's get that down there. Do I have spare cables? I usually do. Yep. Let's actually do this real quick. Okay. So, high-speed connectors, I can do that pretty instantly. I'd like to have a couple of pieces of copper just around the place, just so that I can actually speaking. Oh, yeah. Do that. So, I just picked up a whole bunch of, like, cables for no good reason. Let's just do this real quick. Return those, pick up a reasonable amount. Sort your inventory, you animal. Stinking yakers, snipers. A vicious creature I am. Okay, then we go over here. I don't think there's anything else in here. Yeah, no. Okay. Put these away. And I think I could probably just take these real quick. So let's refocus on computers. So why on computers? Why not on high-speed connectors? We need cables, circuit boards. Of course we need circuit boards. This is why I'd like the little craft droid, like a little robot where you stick in some biomass and it gets a whole lot of crap done real quick. How do I want to do this? Assembler. That is so beyond stupid, but I think that it might actually be the smartest decision, so... While I'm at the manual automation stage, instead of being an idiot for the next minute and just crafting nothing, I'm going to actually just set this up. So, circuit boards, please. Copper, plastic. I've got both. I don't want to dump all my stinking copper in, but I do want to dump in some. Okay. Let's get this pseudo-automated. Okay, we can get circuit boards, quick wire, and cables. 10 cables, 56 quick wire. We're not looking for full production, we're looking for pseudo, so this will do just fine. All this does is ensure that it stops sinking it. So, should be nice and reasonable. So that goes up there. We're gonna dump those in there. And then we need cables, which I just dumped back into the machine for no good reason. Hooray! Feels like there's space for some cables. Okay, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I got stuff, but I'd like some more cables back, so let's get some space. Some cables. There we go. Explosive rebar cannot sink anymore, and neither can my cables, so. Perfect. There should be some space for some rebar here if I sort it. Explosive. Non-explosive. I can probably stick this back in. I know I can't stick this back in, and I know that I can stick this over here. Just for when I need it. Sure. Protein goes down here. Concrete gets destroyed. There's no reason to keep it around. And I can stick the rubber over here. Sort. Turbo fuel. In. Awesome. So... how much will it take? 50. Nice to know. So on that, got the copper I require. Got the copper that I require. Come on. Okay. Once this is done, I can rig up a better... what is it called? A better, well, transportation would be nice, but I was actually thinking, compacted coal crafter. Wahoo! Okay, so what we need is logistics. And of course I didn't do it correctly. Okay. Okay. Why isn't this working? First off and second off. Of course I got Zufon. Okay, seems like it's fine. Set hopefully is fine. Don't know. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay, and then we just go down here. Say hey. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay. That should handle the actual water dynamics. So this will increase head lift above the actual engines. And then here's where the 4 will be. Okay, let's get this all handled. I'm actually going to go ahead and at this point switch out to glass. This now means that I can reduce the actual concrete uptick and introduce natural light. Short not have a black factory in the middle of the stinking day. Speaking of, let's just make that a nice little theme back here. That was all that I could do. Okay. Still pretty ugly, but pretty useful. That's the first step. Second step, making it useful and pretty. As soon as I figure out how to stinking go where I want to go, instead of go on who knows where. Which seemed to have been my other option there. Okay. Let's go. So down here I'm gonna need some light. Organization. I don't think this is gonna fit. I think this is one of my sparse few options. This will fit though, so... Ooh. Let's do that too. Power, 2. Pulls power through the wall. Picking up pulling power through the wall. Not really my intention there. Also, speaking of not really my intention, it's come to mind that this construction is clipping. I don't really intend for it to, so we're going to go ahead and do that real quick. Power. There. Apart from that to there. There we go. I do wish that there were little lamps and things that I could just use. Where is the... yeah, there it is. Power. don't need a massive distance on these power poles. I just need them to get the job done. Power to there, power to there. It's literally intended to be background. I'm sure that this will be sufficient. Power line. Double outlet Mach 1. Mark 2, please. That should be fine. Power line up. To your outlet. Power from there. To outlet. Line. Okay, so these should be on. But I forgot to plug this in. Fine. Okay, power switch, organization, light control. Power. Night mode, and of course we can dim it manually, which is system operation, but that should be fine. Okay, that turns off all the lights. Yeah. That should handle that. So, other than that, I think that the bottom half is almost ready. I just need to set up the power grid. So, and I need to set up this atrocious. Logistics, please. if I send this. Okay. Please work. This time. There you go. Please. There we go. Just look down here and check up. Yeah. Come on. I should really be exploring for secrets and stuff. I should really be doing that, but... Of course I did that. Okay, so this is directly on the line. Okay, fine. Get that nice little tap. Do that. Fine. And there should be no little heads on top. That means that there is... all of them are go. That means all of them are go.
Grand.
Okay, so, like, do I have the glass foundations? No. Okay. So this is the plastic factory. I'm gonna need it to be a lot of things, but floating is not one of them. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. That'll do. And we'll go ahead and do that here too. Okay. I love having my turbo fuel. I love my turbo fuel jetpack. You can have one too for $2.99. $1,000. And it comes down to it. I can do a glass frame foundation, but it's not helpful right now. So we're not gonna do that. Crankers. I think about there, probably. Let's say it's a little bit closer and down there. Just good. I think actually no, I was wrong. How long? Yeah. Okay, I was wrong. I was wrong. It was right. I was wrong. I think. Yeah, it looks good. Okay. 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 Okay, and then in the middle. Okay. Did I already set these up yet? Nope, I did not. Rubber and heavy fuel residue, please. At, again, 50%. 50%. 50%. Gappy settings. So this will be plastic. This will be rubber. There we go. Side's plastic. This side's plastic. This side's rubber. Okay. So we're going to then escalate the plastic tower further. And you know when I said the heads mean that that failed? A couple of these failed. So we're gonna learn a little bit here why that happened. I don't know how that happened. Everything was done right. Okay, for the next bots who think that this is a good idea, automod is set to actively speak and knock links. I realized that when I was looking at the moderation, so, don't do that. It accidentally got Dwagon one time, that's sad, but if I don't get you, the automod gosh darn will, so... I don't have space for this, do I? I don't have space in general. Oh, hello. Fine. Hello, bacon. Where is it? Can we please? There we go. Rebar gun, rebar gun, rebar gun. Explosive rebar, explosive rebar, explosive rebar. Okay, there we go. So, I don't think that I can just blow this up. You know. No, I can't. Stop wiggling your arms. It doesn't make you fly. It only distracts me. So, since I'm not going to be able to fit that back there, I might want to move the actual production over here. So the plastic, not production, what is it called? Processing, plastic processing. So, it's not going to be too much right now, but it'll be something. So plastic processing will have to go back a little bit to this point. And we'll actually have a little building for it. Yeah. So, how am I gonna do that? If I check this, it's gonna produce 10 per minute. 10 times 10 is 100. I need one conveyor for all these. That's incorrect. That was the normal doors. That was the doors, not the stinking thing. There we go. Stick that as that. And here we go. Okay. Hit block. Is that correct? Yes, it does seem to be. Okay. There we go. Nice and simple. There we go. There we go. Now, then the rubber's not going to have anything right now. I don't think I have a real use for it. I like rubber a lot, so I made it early. But this isn't exactly going to go extensively brilliantly. Because effectively I just wanted it. Speaking of... let's make sure that this is actually facing in the correct direction instead of being absolutely stupid and just forgetting to pick. Okay, yep, that would have been stupid. There we go. Same thing here. Okay, we're just gonna hit. Okay. Eee. There we go. So what we're gonna do is... think about how my actions have consequences. When will you learn that your actions have consequences? One of these days. I'm working on it. Okay, there we go. Okay. My genius plan has betrayed me. I never could have predicted this. I think that this is gonna get just fine from here on. Oh, gosh. Let's get this handled. Okay, so we want this to be pointed at this angle from here on. Okay, and now I just need to think about what products use plastic and crap, but before that, I'm just gonna use sink to, like... Okay, so that's stupid. I've been streaming for 3 hours effectively. Great! So, how do I want to do this? Because... how about I be practical about this and actually start off with what I want and then move on to what would be nice. No, I do not need to think about what it takes for one cable. Okay. For now, let's transfer all these into an industrial storage container. And the industrial storage container into a sink, because that's effectively all that's going to happen here. Right now. There we go. Really all I can legitimately do. But eventually I'm going to need these. So when I do, I will take over this space and use it for my ulterior motives, which are primarily just getting the job done, but good. But for now, I do not have ulterior motives, so I've got to just sink it. I also need to set it up inside of the natural fuel line. Which means redesigning what the actual plant looks like. And far more harmfully, so much. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of this offline. So much cleanup that I'm gonna have to do because of this crap. But I got the gun. I got the gun. And I got some other quick. What is it called? What is it called? The high-speed connectors. I got some of the high-speed connectors automated. Manually, not fully automated. So should I move the turbo fuel back for overflow? Should I make a turbo fuel tower? I think I might have to make a turbo fuel tower, ironically enough. Come on. Find out next time. Anyway, I think I will do that, the turbo fuel tower. Nope. Just at the nick of time. Alright. Well, that did... Okay. Here's the thing. Satisfactory won't kill you with fall damage, if I recall correctly, so that probably should have killed me. If I recall correctly, that's one of the nice things that they do in the background. They actually don't allow you to die from fall damage. If you reach near lethal levels, they just knock you down to like 1 health or something like that. As long as you don't have any damage on you already. If I recall correctly. If you got full health, you can't die from fall damage. If you don't, then you're in trouble. Okay, so let's get this dealt with.
Power pole Mark
And
III
yep.
unlocked. It has significantly more power connections compared to the previous models.
There it is. There is my hero coming to save the day. Alright, if there goes my hero. So, yes. 500, please. Where did I stick that? Did I accidentally put something in there? I got no idea. Criterium. Also programmable splitters, but let's do this. Analyst upgraded, power connectors complete.
Upgraded power connectors unlocked. Buildings now support 2 power connections, any of which may be attached to other buildings.
And there we go. That is what I was thinking of when I said that there was daisy chaining. So what I can do now is I can go, okay, I want to have this. Boom. So that means that I can now clean up definitely this over here. This only needs one connection now. I had way less of a stinking fall with the other one. Daisy chained. Daisy chained. Bam. This can be daisy chained now, so if I need to produce to achieve and acquire and blah 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 blah, I have. I has. So what we got here? I've got no wire. And no plastic. I'm atrocious. Okay, so I can do that. Although I do want to switch over to computers soon, so... Which one of these boxes was I using for deuterium? Don't know. I may have known that deuterium was rather cheap. Speaking of, this was supposed to be temporary. Why is it still here? Ironically, I might have a use for this yet still, but I'm not going to do that. There we go. That should be nice and dealt with. It's technically useful to have that, but I'm not going to do that. Where is this thing? Ethereum wire. Watch him as he goes. Okay, so... Oh, yeah, that's why I had an extra slot out of a sudden, because that... Also, I could craft that real quick, Casino Basher. What was it? Casino Basher requires 2. Okay. Casino Zapper. Casino Basher. Very nice. Very funky, too. And very much going in there. So this is for this. Very nice. Why do I have computers in my inventory? Where did they come from? Where is my computer store? I guess I just carried them around for some reason. Okay. So, other than that, need plastic. Do I have plastic anywhere? Thank you. Alright. The answer is no. So they do take circuits, but they don't take anything more. Okay, I can deal with that. I I could real quick get plastic. But I think I can do that offline. Anything else that I can just quickly study or unlock before I go? There's nukes. There's this, which would be very nice. There's this, which would be definitely very nice, although it won't select it for some reason. This would be decent. This would be really nice, but I can't have. This is just kind of stupid at this point. Toxic modification. Don't really have a reason to. This would be very nice, but don't think I got supplies. Maybe I do? Nope. Unless I've got spare at my... Yeah, no. No. On that... Yeah, this would be good. I could do that, and then I'd be free power. This would be really good, and then I'd be able to unlock this, whatever it is. And then Anion stuff. This would be pretty decent, and I think I can just do it. But I don't really see a good reason to. So, like or dislike as you will. If you subscribe, Pokemon right. Don't die, it's no fun. And toodles! I'm gonna do a quick run and get some plastic for the manufacturing garbage.